I'll tell you what, man. Is there anything better than the creamsicle Bucs uniforms? Now, I mean, look, the logo, there's something a little, about it, but it's still pretty sweet. It looks pretty good back there. Kelly green, creamsicle, Bucs, powder blue Chargers, the old Houston Oilers. There's some good uniforms. They should just revive all of them. Stop making them all jerseys with the garbage we have now. But we got Bucs today. We got Bills, 8.5, 9-point spread, depending on where you're looking. At Orchard Park, Bills coming off a brutal loss. We're going to get into all of it right here. Best bets for Thursday Night Football. I'm Dave Lochran. At Loughy_D on Twitter. Hit me up. Any bets I find throughout the day, assuming I do, they pop up. I'll throw them up there. LOUGHY_D on Twitter. We'll hit a side here. Mostly something on the total. And then we'll get into some props. Take a look at OddsShopper. See if that's giving us anything good because it's smarter and sharper than myself. Let's get into it, guys. One game tonight. That's it. Bills-Bucs. And we kick it off with the fact that the Bills defense is clearly banged up. You're coming off a brutal loss against the Patriots. And Bill Belichick gets his 300th win at home. Mac Jones with his best performance yet. The Bills have found ways to shoot themselves in the foot this year. That's why, if you're leaning anywhere, you go, all right, Josh Allen probably has to win these games in shootout fashion because they find ways to screw up. But also the defense, no Tre'Davious White, Matt Milano's on the IR, Daquan Jones is on the IR, Ed Oliver's logging limited practices. I assume he's going to play, but that would be another huge loss in the event that he doesn't. Dawson Knox is out. Their whole tight end position outside of Kincaid, we'll get there in a minute. That's all banged up, but the offense is going to have to get it done. Stephon Diggs has a near 35% target share on the season. Outside of that, it's nobody. 14% Davis, 14% Kincaid. But without Dawson Knox, they don't even have Quentin Morris today. I don't know what they're going to do with tight end. Dalton Kincaid might end up playing 95% of snaps in this game. Their defense, though, is banged up. Now you look on the other side, though, and you go, yeah, but what about the Bucs offense? They stink. Yeah, they do. They're not very good. Chris Godwin, though, Mike Evans, both of them 25% target shares on the season. So they've evenly split 55% of the snaps, or 50% of the snaps on this team. Once you get past that, it's Cade Otton, it's Palmer, it's Tompkins, it's those guys, right? Nothing that's going to make you feel great. Rachaad White a little involved in the passing game as well. But this does actually feel like a game that could shoot out. Now, on one hand, you go, yeah, against Atlanta last week, Desmond Ridder did everything he could to give them that game. You wouldn't be wrong either. He did. I mean, fumbling at the goal line in the red zone, constant turnovers. Bucs still end up losing their second straight game at home. It's ugly. I'm not saying they win this game. I actually like it as a teaser piece, as a matter of fact. If you wanted to tease this down 6 points for the Bills at 8.5, obviously, if it's at 8.5, you can get it inside a field goal. Then you're looking at Detroit Lions Monday night, part of a 6-point teaser at 8 points. You get them -2 at home against the Raiders. You could tease the Ravens down against the Cardinals at 6-point teaser in it. If you want to do a 3-team teaser, that would get them to -2. Mind you, Lamar Jackson is 16-1 straight up for his career against NFC opponents, which is outlandish. There's a lot of different ways you can play this one. I'm not as comfortable just hitting the spread on the Bills. If I'm leaning here, I'm going Bills -8.5 because I have no faith in the Bucs. But I like the over here as well, right? You're getting a pretty reasonable total coming in around 43, 43.5 in some spots, but you can still find 43s out there. With how bad this Bucs defense, the Bills defense is banged up and how poorly they've performed. I mean, they're giving up points. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, I think, probably get enough done. Baker Mayfield's questionable, so is Godwin, but they got full practices in on Wednesday. I'm not worried about that. And even if they're playing from behind, I think they're going to be able to score some points. That's why I worry. Do they potentially backdoor a game like this? But at 43 points, you're talking a 24-20 game gets you over. You could also be in a spot where the Bills offense wakes back up and Diggs and Gabe Davis and James Cook, who has been efficient, get enough done themselves. So to where we don't need a whole lot of points from the Bucs. I know, guys, the totals, a lot, these primetime games going under a lot this year. This one feels a little bit different for me. So I'm going to go over here. Like I said, I'd much rather, if I'm playing the spread on this, I'd much rather throw this in a teaser, 6-7 point teaser. I think 6 makes sense because you're getting in under a field goal and you can do so with a bunch of other teams. That's where I'd play this, but we'll go the over and we can talk about some props as well. I'll throw up OddsShopper here. Now, oddshopper.com, by the way, in case you're wondering, it's a market-based approach. We're using the market to beat the market, right? We're spreading our money out across as many sports books as possible, which is why I'm always telling you the Bet365 promo that we have going right now is a legitimate no-brainer. Unfortunately, it's not in every state, but if you're in Colorado, Virginia, Ohio, Iowa, New Jersey, and especially Kentucky, you're getting a lot of money for doing nothing. I threw the link in the description, the link's in the pinned comment. You click it, you sign up, verify yourself, deposit $10. That's all. Mind you, it takes literally 2 minutes to do so. Throw $5 down on whatever bet. You want to throw a massive same game parlay in, doesn't matter because you're getting $150 regardless of what you do. $150 on a $5 wager, only $10 deposit. You're in, boom. If you're in Kentucky, you're talking deposit 10, bet $1, and you're getting $365 in bonus bets. You can do it from the comfort of your own home. Sit down while you're eating food. Take 2 minutes. Throw that in there, $10. Link in the description. Listen, anytime free money comes across the table, scoop it up as soon as possible because these offers disappear a lot quicker than you would expect. But also, you are going to be getting odds on all of these books now when you sign up and you take their free money. For example, look at some of the best props that we have today over on OddsShopper. And I'm pulling this up because there's a couple that I really like here. The first one I want to talk about is Latavius Murray under on rushing yards. I still have some respect for this defense, rushing defense for the Tampa Bay Bucs. No issues going under here on Murray. He's getting some opportunities, but nothing significant enough to where we go, man, I think we have to get away from an under on Latavius Murray. We have this at, first of all, plus money on Bet365. That's the best spot to hit this one. Now, obviously, if you drop down here, you're going to be getting, let's see, where are the other odds? So minus 110 on DraftKings at under 24.5. Your best odds are clearly on Bet365, but minus 110 on DraftKings, minus 110. See, that's minus 110 on 25.5 on FanDuel's not bad. Another spot that I really like is the over on Chris Godwin receiving yards at 50.5 on FanDuel. That is a nice spot for sure. 50.5. Check this out, guys. 53.5 at minus 120 on DraftKings. That's crazy. Pinnacle, which is like the source of truth for these, Pinnacle right now has it at 54.5, minus 125 to the over. Another really good spot. 53.5 on Caesars, 53.5 on BetMGM. The 50.5 on FanDuel, I'm betting that right now, as a matter of fact. Minus 110 looks to be the best spot we're looking at here, without question, when it comes to that, especially comparing it to Pinnacle, which is the sharpest book out there for NFL player props. Those are two spots I really like for this week. Chris Godwin over 50.5 receiving yards is my favorite. He's 25% target share on the season. My screen got messed up. I'm not even going to try and fix it on the fly. He's coming off of another 12 target game. Buffalo defense super banged up without Trey White, no Milano, no real presence on the defensive line is thinned out as well. That looks like a pretty sweet spot if we're trying to hit something like that. Chris Godwin will be my favorite prop for the day. We'll go over in the game. And as always, anything else that pops up, I always monitor this OddsShopper too. If we got a good one pop up, I'm throwing that up on Twitter for you guys. Even if you're not subbed, it doesn't matter. But yeah, hit me up on Twitter. Leave your comments, favorite picks in the comments below. Who are you on today? Who are you off? What are we doing with tonight's game? Might actually be fun if we see some points from both sides. But I appreciate you guys hanging out as always, and we'll catch you back here for the next one. Peace.